See, exactly. Now I want to know what that feels like. Okay, so it's a little different than the way Bill White did this, just because I'm just kind of more introducing myself, since my duties would be more minimal than a vice chair. So it's kind of just more about myself. Okay, my name is Amy Baum. I've been the Broward LP secretary for the past year. I graduated in videography, and I'm typically in charge of producing the video content for the BLP. Aside from my artistic passions, I actively aspire to produce informative documentaries. I chose to be involved with the Libertarian Party because I recognize the good nature of human beings and the potential for a world where there is an increase of personal freedoms, where people can, at large, govern their own lives and still be compassionate and inspired to help others that they can't relate to take responsibility for global well-being and not just in our backyard, to be responsible for the environment because the earth demands that we do or we all lose, because an organism at war with itself is doomed. One of my greatest endeavors is childcare. This has included, I've worked with children for well over a decade, and this has included not only ordinary children, but children with behavioral problems or emotional and mental distress and other various challenging, something just popped up, sorry, hang on. Oh no, see, this is why, Obama has a teleprompter, because okay, so where was I? Oh yes, I've worked with children for over a decade, and this hasn't only included ordinary problems or ordinary behavior children, children with behavioral problems, emotional and mental distress, and other various challenging conditions. And I can tell you that no matter how redundant it may sound, how we treat our children really is one of the most vital elements for a more peaceful and loving society. And because an increase of freedom does no good if we can't even set an example of peace and love. Do you have non-aggression principles? Why not apply that to the way we communicate with our child? Teaching our children to control themselves is far more effective than trying to control our children. Discipline is helping a child solve a problem. Aggressive punishment is making a child suffer retribution for having a problem. To raise problem solvers, focus on solutions, not retributions. Spanking a child enforces the idea that people who love you have the right to hit you when you mess up, when you don't comply with authority. 4 to 5 parents spank their children. This involves sometimes a wooden spoon or a belt, and many of these children are under the age of 5. There is no appropriate age to hit someone you love. It is illegal to hit your dog or your spouse, but if you hit your young child who is depending on you for virtually everything, it's totally legal. Does that sound like non-aggression to you? Most parents will do anything for their children, except let them be themselves. One of my greatest motivations and passions is science and what it offers to humanity. The understanding of the universe, our earth, and our bodies is a key to unity and connection with one another. The intangible desire to explore and challenge the boundaries of what we know and where we have been has provided benefits to our society for centuries. By addressing these challenges we face through science, we expand technology, create new industries, and help to foster a peaceful connection with other nations. Curiosity and exploration are vital to the human spirit, and becoming scientifically aware inspires hope and ultimately connects us all in a very powerful way, instead of the crippling vines and retributions of a religious world. Give love, receive love, live free. And that's it. Also, no one has to wake up when it's still dark, and no one can make fun of you if you don't eat kale. And that's all.
Thank you. Well, now we have an at-large position that is open, I guess. I will listen to nominations from the floor. Who would like to fill our at-large position?
I'll nominate Chris.
All right, Chris has been nominated.
Don?
Yes. Did anybody second Chris?
Second, Chris.
Okay. Chris has been seconded.
What are the duties of the at-large?
Just what it says. It is an at-large position, generally to fill whatever I assign to it, or whoever the chairman is assigns to it. Now, Bill did some interesting things as when he was vice was at large, in that he is, as you all may or may not know, a musician of some note. And I had asked him to set up and organize, see what we could find as far as places we could have a concert or two in the parks around. And he did work on that. And I'm sure that I would almost assure you, as vice chair, he's going to move forward in that area because he's already talked to you all about that. And that's one of the things I really want to emphasize. When we have people that are talented in a particular area, let's take advantage of it. And Bill, as you all may or may not realize, this is Bill White. So he brings these mics and sound systems to us every time we have a meeting, which is extremely helpful and very, very important for us, particularly as we grow larger. And so, you know, we are fortunate in having him in that position. Whoever it would like to have that position, we will be talking to you about your resume, about what you're able to do and willing to do for the party, and that is what the at-large position entails. Go ahead.
I'll still bring the equipment, just because
Thank you, thank
the
you.
world doesn't mean that, yeah, so.
We'll make that now.